If you have outer hip pain, lower back pain, this is the flow for you. Join me in a tall seat, cross legs. If you need to prop yourself up on some blocks, totally fine. Rest your hands on your thighs, sit up nice and tall, close the eyes. Let's start to breathe in and out through our nose, finding the ocean against the back of the throat. So take a deep inhale. Exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. One more time, deep inhale. Breathing out. Come on to hands and knees. Tabletop. Spread your fingers out nice and wide underneath the shoulders. Claw into the fingerprints just a little bit. Bend the elbows and steer them to point in between your inner thighs. Inhale, look forward and up to the sky. Exhale, bow your chin to your chest. Ears between the arms. Dome the back like a cat. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, bowing back. 1 more time, deep inhale. Exhale. Come back to neutral tabletop. Step your feet back into plank pose. Take a breath in your plank pose. And then push back into downward facing dog. Move around a little bit, pedal out through the hips. Sway side to side. You can even sway the heart as if it were in a hammock. Just bouncing it at the toes every time you sway through. And then pause in your downward facing dog. Let's take an inhale through the nose. And exhale, walk your hands back to your feet at the back of the mat. Make sure that your feet are parallel and the knees are pointing directly over about second and third toe. You can grab for opposite elbows here. Let the head drop heavy. And we're going to take 5 breaths, really emphasizing the exhale and the belly button pulling back to the spine. Deep breath in. Long exhale. 4. 3. 2 more, and just really allow the upper body to feel like it's cascading over the legs. Once again, check out where the knees are pointing if they've dialed in or out. Adjust, please. Release your hands to the mat. Let's palm our way forward into a plank pose. And then exhale, lower down to the ground in one piece. When the forehead taps to the earth, untuck the toes. Inhale, lift up into cobra pose. Head and heart lift. Elbows are hugging back, and the chest and collarbones are broadening open wide. Tuck your toes. Send your hips back, downward facing dog. Let's bring our big toes to touch the back of the mat. Take about 4 steps forward until your feet are in between the hands. And then just ragdoll here. Bring your hands onto your shins. Push into the shins to really lengthen your head away from your hips. And then actively squeeze the shoulder blades down onto the back. Forward fold, hands down, face to the shins. Maybe the whole palm touches the ground to really see how deeply you can melt towards the legs. Knees can be as bent as you like. Chin to the chest, roll up to stand. Take your time. Heavy arms by your sides. When you get to the top, give the shoulders a couple shrugs back. Shrug them forward as well. We're going to take 3 rounds of a modified version of our Surya Namaskar A. So just let's really focus on breathing and moving. I'm not going to get super technical on the alignment cues. More important, just that we, again, find that relationship between breath, body, and movement. Inhale, your arms reach up. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale to tabletop spine, maybe hands on shins again. And then step your right foot back into a low lunge. Left foot back, plank pose, take a breath. Exhale, lowering halfway down through a push-up chaturanga. Lower the knees if you need to. Flip onto the tops of the feet. Peel your chest forward and upward facing dog. Tuck the toes. Send the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale to lift the right leg up into the air. Exhale, step that foot all the way forward in between the hands. Do what you have to do to get your fingertips and toe tips to align. Take a breath here, runner at the starting line. Exhale, step your back foot forward, fold, top of the mat. On an inhale, lengthen the spine into that tabletop. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way up and over your head. Exhale, hands down by your sides. Now we're going to start that with the other leg. Inhale, arms all the way up, reach to the sky. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold, all the breath out, face to the shins. Inhale, lift the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades back. Step your left foot back, then the right foot back, plank pose, lowering halfway down through your yogi push-up, chaturanga. Flip onto the tops of the feet. Inhale, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, send the hips back, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Exhale, draw it forward, step it all the way in between the hands. Take that runner at the starting line lunge. Inhale. Exhale, step your back foot forward to the top of the mat. Inhale to lengthen, lift, tabletop spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way up and over your head. Exhale, hands down by your sides. Now we're just going to repeat all that. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive it down. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, step right foot back, step left foot back, and lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step it all the way forward in between the hands. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, step your back foot forward. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Left foot back, right foot back, chaturanga, long exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands lowering down. We're going to repeat that whole thing one more time. Arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to lift. Step your right foot, left foot back, chaturanga, one long exhale if you can. Inhale, upward facing dog, slow breath in. Exhale, long breath out, down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, step that foot forward. Take another breath here. Step to the top of the mat. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands down by your sides. Finishing on the other leg, inhale up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale to tabletop. Left foot, right foot back. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left dog split. Exhale, step it forward. Runner's lunge, inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. Exhale, hands down by your sides. Let's take a forward fold at the top of the mat. Just bend your knees. I just step my feet about hips width apart. Fingertips to the floor, palms to the floor if you can, right outside of the feet. Again, 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 4, breathe in. Breathe out. 3. 2. And 1. Let's step back to downward facing dog. And then step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Try to get it to a place where your toes and your fingers are lining up. We'll release the back knee down. And then staying on palms here, grip into the fingerprints. Draw your chest open wide, so really try to push your heart forward. And then you can't see it, but my right knee is hugging into my right shoulder. I'm going to look out in front. I don't want to drop the head and look down today. I'm going to look out in front, and let's take 5 breaths. Inhale, 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Downward facing dog. Just tuck the left toes, lift the knee. Step your right foot back. Switching sides, left foot steps forward. Fingers line up with the toes, or toes line up with the fingers. Back knee is down. Squeeze that left knee in towards your shoulder. Look forward, broaden across the collarbones and chest. Gazing out, or you can close your eyes, but keep the head lifted. 5 breaths. Here we go. Inhale. Ujjayi sound. 3. Keep that left knee squeezing in. 2. Last one. Tuck the back toes, lift the knees, step back. Downward facing dog. Stay here and breathe for 3. Push your chest towards your feet. Press your heels at the ground. 2. Last one. Come forward to plank pose. Lower onto your belly. And then roll over onto your back. Take a second to draw both knees into your stomach. And then go ahead and just plant your left foot on the ground with the bent knee. So a moment ago we were in lizard pose, and if I was to pretend to do lizard pose on the ceiling, it would kind of be like this, right? With that footprint on the ceiling for my right leg. Well, now I'm going to start to what we call externally rotate the leg, crossing the right ankle in front of the left knee. But it's a similar sort of idea. I'm just stretching different muscles, and this is really going to stretch out the glutes from the backside and outer hip. So grab hold of your left leg. Hamstring is a good place to grab it. And then pull the right toenails back towards the right shin. Take a second to really feel the shoulder blades pinning down to the ground, trying to feel the entire upper back widening onto the floor. Let's take 5 breaths here in our supine pigeon pose, and we're going to use the strength of the hands to pull the left knee towards our bodies, sending the right knee away, so there's a little scissoring action in the hips. Here we go, breathe in. Exhale to squeeze. 2. 3, you can loosen up and tighten. 4. And last one. Good squeeze here. Keep pulling those right toenails back towards the shin. Release that. Bring both feet on the ground, and let's just windshield wiper the knees side to side. Careful. Go way right, way left. Should start to pull on the outer hips and lower back a little, which is a good thing. All right, other side. Right knee is bent. I'm crossing my left ankle over my right thigh. I'll lift that leg up. Grab hold of the hamstrings. I want to make sure these toenails stay pulling back towards the shin. Stabilizes the knee, and it brings you a better stretch to the outside of the leg. Inhale here. Exhale, squeeze. Inhaling in. Exhaling out. Keep the toes pulling back. Inhale. 3. Last 2. Feel your upper body widening onto the floor. Last one, number 5. Go ahead and release that. Feet to the mat, bent knees. Drop the knees way right, way left, couple times. All right, I'm just going to turn around so that you can see my right leg the whole time. Lengthen out your left leg and then pull the toenails towards your shin on that left leg. So almost as if you're standing on the wall in front of you. Bring your right knee to 90-degree bends across the board. So I got about a 90-degree bend in the hip, about a 90-degree bend in the knee. Same thing on the ankle. I'm going to take that right knee, keeping those angles, so you might need to look, drop it over to your left. Almost guaranteed, you're going to have to scoot your hips over to the left, your shoulders over to the left, so that as you look down your right leg, I'm seeing my sternum lining up with the outer right hip. Left hand onto outer right thigh. Remember, the angles are staying at 90 degrees. Especially the feet tend to get lazy. Left hand on the outer right thigh. Right hand's just going to reach over to the right, and I'm looking in that direction, in the opposite direction of my knees. So 5 breaths here. Inhale slow. Exhale long. 4. 3. 2. Last one. Release from your twist. Take both knees back to the middle. Scoot yourself back to the midline of the mat, and then hug the knees in. Create a little lift of the tailbone off the floor so that when you put it back down, the lower back's a bit longer. Simple switching of sides. Right leg is straight, heel is active, left leg find those 90-degree bends. This is just how we optimize the stretch. No harm's going to come you if you're not at 90 degrees, but you'll tend to feel a bit more if you stay in that general vicinity. All right, knee is into the twist. I just scooted off to the right. Right hand on the outside of my left thigh. Left hand reaches out. And this is really a breathing meditation. When we breathe like this, we're quieting the mind. We're dropping into the parasympathetic branch of our nervous system. And it really just brings such a blissful state into all of this. So here we go, 5 breaths. Inhale. 4. Push on to the outside of that left leg. 3. 2. 1. Exhale and push. Take it back to the center. Draw your knees back into the middle. Give yourself some love. And then let's bring our feet onto the ground, knees bent. Cross your left ankle in front of the right thigh. Now I'm going to move my right foot directly to the right. I'm going to toe heel it over until it's about off of my mat. Then I'm going to drop my knees to the left. So really what this is about is my right leg right now is internally rotating. It can be a little painful. It does put a little pinch on the knee. So if it's too much, you can uncross the top leg and that will put less weight on it. But if you can keep it there, keep it there. And I'm basically looking for, again, that 90-degree bend in my right knee. So as I look off, I'm just going to scoot the foot forward. Any of this, of course, can be adjusted if it's painful in the lower back, too much, knee, ankle. But with that said, we are trying to really dig in deep to those places. So you got to listen to your own body, but also test yourself a little bit. All right, we could just look straight up with the arms out by your sides. I'm cactusing my arms like a field goal. Here I go, 5 breaths. Inhale, 5. 4. 3. 4. Slowing it down a little, 2. 1. Come back through center, uncrossing, planting both feet back to the middle. Plant your feet about hips width apart, and then we set up for the other side. So right ankle over left thigh, figure four-ing the leg. Just move your left leg about directly to the left, toe heel, till it's off the mat. Start to drop the knee towards center. Both knees are dropping a little bit to the right. And then as I look at that left leg, I might scoot the foot forward a little bit because I'm looking again for those 90 degrees. Looking over my left side body, seeing a straight line down to the knee. Again, just optimizing the activity that we're digging into in that left hip. Cactus arms by your sides. Here we go, 5 breaths. This is a breathing meditation, friends. If I'm breathing too long for you, just breathe on your own. I've been doing this for a while, but let's try it together. Deep inhale. Exhale long. 4. 3, inhale. Let those legs be heavy, exhale. 2. Last one, you with me? Take your knees back to the middle, uncross, plant both feet. We're just going to finish up with one more pose, planting my feet on the ground. See if you can reach down and touch your heels, if not as close to that as possible, no closer. And then lift your hips up off the ground, pushing into the palms. Let the shoulder blades walk towards the heels so that you feel a little more open in the chest. And then without moving your feet, push your feet away. Let that lift your hips higher and take your chest towards your chin. 4 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. 4. 3. Pushing into the hands. 2. Squeeze the glutes. Last one. Let your spine slowly roll back down until your tailbone's on the floor. Take the bottoms of your feet together, knees wide. If this is too intense, too much of a pull on your hips, you can always make 2 fists and just tuck them underneath the legs. Give your legs a little support. If it's cool, you can just let the legs drop out. And then maybe, if you're feeling like you want a little extra, just gently rest your hands onto the inner thighs. Close your eyes. Let's take 5 breaths here in this relaxed Supta Baddha Konasana. Passive hip opener, also super great for the lower back. Here we go, 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Let's just take our knees back to the middle. Give them a squeeze in, so I'm going to interlace my fingers around the shins. Once again, lifting my tailbone up, and then just pulling the forehead towards the kneecaps. Take a breath in through your nose. Exhale out your mouth, pull in tight. And then let's lengthen out into Shavasana. So legs long, feet wide, turn your palms to face up by your sides. Push into the elbows to lift the back. I'm pushing in the back of my head as well. Tuck the shoulder blades together back behind you so that when you release down, the heart feels wide open and vulnerable, which would be a terrible choice if we weren't in the safety of this yoga space that you are practicing in. So I'm going to breathe my Ujjayi sound. You don't need to breathe as deeply as I am. I just want to have you, I want you to have it for reference. But just really let yourself relax here. So I'm going to take 10 breaths. See if you can chill with me the whole time. I'm not even going to count the breath. I'll count it quietly in my own head. You can breathe with your own rhythm. Wherever you're at, take an inhale through the nose. Exhale it with a sigh. Take your arms long up over your head. Lock the thumbs. Bring your legs together. Reach from the fingertips to the toe tips. Let your shoulders pull all the way up to the ears. Stick out your ribs. Stick back your butt. And then draw your knees into your belly. Give yourself a squeeze. Roll over onto your right side. Take a moment, a pause and a breath in this fetal position. And then push your way up to a tall seat. Cross legs, or however else you want to sit up. Just allow your hands to rest on your thighs. Close the eyes. Let's bring our hands to the center of the chest. Bow your head towards you in gratitude for you showing up and doing the work towards freedom from the self. Creating a little space in our bodies so that we may enjoy them more fully, more wholly. All right, thumbs to the forehead. I bow to you, my friend. Namaste. Thanks so much. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you soon.